So we are back again
Yeah.
for another episode.
You got it.
Episode 22, I think. Yeah. Episode 22. Have more lights. A lot more lights. Lights everywhere.
More lights.
Lots of lights.
Sorry, America.
Yep. We have lights for the green screen, lights for us, lights for everything.
This is my face. Get used to it.
So welcome to the Odd News Service. Make sure you check the description and the links. We'll have the links available to all the news stories down in the description. Also, links to the music tracks, and we'll try and get that in this week too, because we get all that royalty-free stuff from bensound.com.
That's right.
So we'll give them a little shout out. So this one, the headline is, "A Chinese man's big belly saves him from falling down a well." And this whole article is written tongue-in-cheek. Luckily, he's got guts.
You got it.
An overweight Chinese man found his big belly to be a lifesaver after it got wedged in a well and stopped him falling down, according to officials. The 28-year-old, only identified as Liu, got trapped in his family's well after breaking through wood that had been used to cover it in his hometown, and I'm going to mispronounce this, Fuliadan village in Henan province. The Luoyang Fire Service reported
it, boss.
Yeah. Apparently, the fire service posted a video clip on social media which showed rescuers arriving last Friday as the shirtless man patiently waited with his arms crossed. I'm going to have to see if there's a picture of this one. I don't know if there is. If there is, we'll put it up on the screen. He remained that way as gobsmacked locals watched a team of at least 5 firefighters tie a strong rope around his waist to finally heave him out to safety, totally unharmed, they said. Wow.
Wow.
That
Reminds me of an episode of a cartoon. Will Ferrell played the dad. Do you remember that cartoon? I think it was only one season. It was the people that lived in the valley. And he had no arms and legs. He was a dad. It was an animated thing.
No.
The Odd something or... Anyway, the kids, their little fat friend got stuck in something. And yeah.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it reminds me of that.
Seeing that, yeah. Wow. That's one time, where it pays off to, have a little bit of a belly. Well, you and I aren't in any danger, my friend. No, we're not from falling down.
I'm not scared of wells.
No.
I'm not scared of wells at all.
No.
Now, whales I'm scared of.
For good reason, because they're probably looking for something chubby to eat.
Yeah. They see me and they're like, "There's a big old walrus." Gonna get into some of that blubber.
Yeah, killer whales. Yeah, killer whales will do that. Yeah, well, you gotta watch out for the orcas. That's a big old piece of bacon right there.
Yeah, orca. That's a good one.
Did you ever see the orca movie that came out in the 80s?
I know what you're talking about. I didn't see it. It was sort of like a Jaws knockoff.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was Sissy Spacek or Bo Derek. One of those two.
It sounds like Jaws and Cujo just mixed together.
It was orca. It was the giant killer whale. It was so bad. So bad.
Orca, no.
Oh yeah, it was terrible. Terrible movie.
It reminds me of those horrible movies on the horribly great movies on the Sci-Fi channel, like Sharktopus.
Oh yeah, Sharknado.
Yeah. They combine all these animals.
Yep. That's so crazy. And they do it totally tongue-in-cheek now, but
yeah,
it was actually serious.
The Squidodile.
Oh my goodness.
Half squid, half crocodile. It's got huge fangs. No, I was thinking of the old ones, like in the 70s and 80s, where they had the giant ants.
Oh yeah, those were great. Those were great.
We used to watch those at late night as a kid. They had this monster theater. It was on 3 a.m. on Friday nights. My parents would wake us up to come out and have us watch scary movies. It was good parenting right there.
Just never, wasn't better graphics than back then.
No.
Those were it right there.
That was it.
Yeah.
And it was scary to me as a kid.
Yeah, well they were.
Yeah, I mean, who wants to wake up to a giant ant? So last week we had this story about the Chinese seeds that got mailed.
Yes.
So this week is a follow-up to that. So apparently the mystery has been solved. Police officials think, well, that's kind of a strange thing. Officials think packages sent to U.S. homes could be tied to scam reviews. The mysterious unsolicited packages of seeds supposedly being sent from China to homes across America, prompting the agriculture departments in at least 31 states to issue warnings, may be invasive species and could be tied to a fake product review scam, officials said. The packages, based on photographs and statements, blah, 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 appear to have been shipped by China's state-owned postal company and contain Chinese lettering on the exterior, advertising products ranging from jewelry to toys. But what's inside them seems to be seeds. Okay, we don't need all the background here. Once again, the USDA urged do not plant seeds from unknown origins, especially from Mars. You just don't know. Could turn into a giant...
If you give me a seed from Mars, I'll probably plant it.
I would have to.
I want to know what it is.
Yeah. And if there was a vine going up into the sky, I'd probably
I'd go.
It. Yep.
And if it was a rock monster, I'd be friends with it.
They shook hands and then they were friends.
They never saw one another again, but they lived in their hearts.
So here's the scam deal. We have done some researching, and it does appear that these seeds are tied with an online scam called brushing. So let's see how this works. It's an exploit by a vendor used to bolster product ratings and increase visibility online by shipping an inexpensive product to an unwitting receiver and then submitting positive reviews on their behalf under the guise of a verified owner. So basically they're spoofing your ID.
Yeah.
Using your ID to post a review on
It's
their
like another
product.
form of identity theft, sort of.
That's
right?
really what it is.
That's all it is.
Yeah, yep. So that's what, if you get these seeds in the mail from China, somebody, you can probably go on Amazon and find your name somewhere leaving fake reviews.
Don't get mad and throw them, because then they're going to plant.
Yeah, that could be bad. Unless you do it to your neighbor's house.
Oh, that'd be funny.
If you don't like your neighbor.
Where do you think the murder hornets are coming from? I'm just saying.
Some seeds from China. We planted the seeds, now we got murder hornets. They come from seeds, right?
They do.
All right. So next story. This is our next story. I'm looking specifically at you, Mr. Camera.
And all your friends.
That's right.
Kodak.
Now, well, I'll read this and then I'll then I'll comment. Mississippi. This is the headline: Mississippi mosquito flag design swatted away and blamed on a typo. A mosquito on a state flag? Question mark. That's not going to fly, right? Because of a typo, residents of Mississippi nearly had a giant mosquito as a choice for the state's new flag. Nearly 3,000 residents submitted new flag designs after the state legislature voted in June to remove the Confederate battle emblem from the flag and put a new design on the November ballot. Thomas Rosette, who works as a deckhand on the Yazoo River, said he first submitted the mosquito design as a joke on a friend who didn't want the old flag design changed. I believe people from all backgrounds can get behind this and raise it proudly, Rosette, 26, told the Clarion Ledger of Jackson. I said something like that in the submission email. Now I actually do believe that. And here's the motto: the mosquitoes. It's their state. We're just living in it.
Who can battle that? I hate mosquitoes.
Have you ever been to Mississippi?
I have.
My uncle lived.
Driven through there. I mean, we stopped somewhere there, like at a mall or something, but I've been through there.
My uncle lived there.
Mm-hmm.
We would go and visit, and the mosquitoes are
Pretty horrible.
they're big.
They're big.
Big,
okay.
and they're everywhere. It's a lot of wet crops. So they have like really heavy irrigated
That
crops.
makes sense.
And they can it's just like a breeding ground. A bug zapper. You can put a bug zapper out, and the thing will be dead. You know, they'll kill the bug zapper because there's so many of them. You know?
They'll just
Yeah,
overcharge.
They overdo it. Yeah. You see your meter
It's
just start
making
spinning.
them bigger. It's giving them power.
They're like Godzilla mosquitoes, just sucking the electricity off and shooting it at you.
The murder mosquitoes are back.
Oh, it was horrible. So when I saw that, it cracked me up because I'm like, anybody from Mississippi is automatically going, yep.
That's funny.
Yeah.
The biggest bugs I've ever seen or heard about are up in northern Canada.
Really?
I guess it was in the summer or whatever. And they said there were just bugs flying around that were like this.
Oh my.
Humongous. And this one guy, my dad took a group up there. This one guy they had to carry him off the bus. He wouldn't get off the bus.
Wow, because he was frightened of the bugs?
Yeah, and he was over 400 pounds. 6'1", 400 something.
Jeez.
He was a huge guy. Terrified.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know. I think I would be terrified of a bug that big, but it depends. If
and
you
they
know
were
it's not,
flying.
if it's not dangerous, if it's not,
I don't think they
violent.
were dangerous, but unless they just wanted to land on your eye or something.
Yeah. Oh, right.
But
You're driving on a motorcycle and hit one and knock you right off.
oh yeah, no, oh man.
All right, next story. Tennessee Titans rookie Isaiah Wilson. Did you hear this story?
I didn't.
Was spotted at a party near Tennessee State University while in the midst of training camp and nearly jumped off a second-story balcony to evade police earlier this month. So he was so worried about getting busted, he almost jumped to his death. Aim for the bushes.
Go limp. Go limp.
Excuse me. Oh, man.
Go limp.
Yep.
Dude, do they know what they were getting him for?
No, it didn't really say. He just wasn't supposed to be.
He was going 40 into 35. You're not going to take me alive, copper.
Yeah. Yep.
That's weird.
I don't know what they were doing at this that he thought he was going to get in trouble for.
I wish these things didn't remind me of other things, but they do sometimes.
Like what?
Well, like I think can't remember. It was at least 20 feet, maybe 30. It was either second or third floor. Ted Bundy. That's how he escaped one time.
Oh, jumped.
He was in the law library, and and he I guess practiced and got his endurance up in his cell of just falling off his bunk, just limp.
Mm-hmm.
And he was able to get enough to where he just, when he was alone, he jumped out of that window and he escaped for days.
Wow. Yeah, that's
That's
creepy.
a lot more terrifying, but
He's a creepy dude.
yeah.
Well, he's dead now, thankfully.
Oh, I sure hope so.
Good riddance. Apparently, they handled this internally, so there's not a whole lot of information coming out.
Sure.
You know how that goes. Hey,
What, it was NFL Titans or college?
Tennessee. So, yeah, I think it's college, right? No, Tennessee Titans.
It was NFL?
That's NFL. So,
That's why it was.
yeah, kind of keep that under the rug there. College, he'd have probably been kicked out,
Most likely, yeah.
But
Depending on the coach.
well, I
A
think
good coach would have kicked him out.
Well, that's what it was. He was on a college campus at a party. That's
Okay.
what it was. And so he got a citation for being at a college when he's not supposed to be. I mean, he's young enough, I'm sure. Those are probably his buddies. He's,
Most
"Hey,
likely.
come on over, dude.
If he's
We're
a
having
rookie.
party." Yeah. This one just cracked me up because of where it is. Stranded mariners, and it's like something off a movie. Stranded mariners rescued from an island in Micronesia thanks to SOS etched in the sand. First off, I didn't know Micronesia was actually a place.
And I didn't know Seattle Mariners went anywhere together.
Oh, not the baseball team.
Not the
Okay,
no,
my
not
bad,
those
my bad.
mariners. Not those mariners. Those are stranded boaters.
That's just
which
weird, though.
Mariners is the term.
That's funny.
So the search crew spotted their SOS message. 3-person crew of a skiff had not been heard from since July 29th and reported missing on July 31st. They were reportedly sailing a 23 nautical mile journey from Pulawat to Pulap atolls in the Federated States of Micronesia in the Western Pacific.
Yeah.
This just shows how ignorant I am. I had no idea Micronesia. I remember them saying Micronesia in a joke
Yeah.
on Zoolander. You killed the president of Micronesia. And I thought, oh, that must be a totally made-up place.
Yeah, it does sound like it.
It's not. Apparently, there's Federated States. It's so big, they have a federation.
Micronesia is so big.
I wonder if the states are just like houses. That's Bob's state right there.
That's his state.
Together, we're federated, yeah. Independent, but together.
This state is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
Yep.
4 residents.
Well, they were found, a helicopter crew, rescue crew, Coast Guard found them and rescued them.
Huh.
So, yeah.
Coast Guard.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yep.
They don't get enough credit.
This is a detained drug smuggler cat escapes Sri Lanka prison. A cat detained at Sri Lanka's main prison while allegedly trying to smuggle drugs and cell phone SIM cards has escaped, media reports said Monday. This is a pretty slick cat here.
Yep.
The feline was detected by jail intelligence officials on Saturday at the high-security I am not going to be able to pronounce that. Welakada prison.
Welcome back, Cotter Prison.
Welcome back.
I like that one.
Yo, Cotter.
Yo, Mr. Carter.
What was the little guy's name?
Horseshack.
Horseshack.
Mr. Carter.
Oh, you do that well. Wow.
Oh, pick me.
That's good.
I love that guy.
Yeah, he was fun. He was like the star, another unlikely star of a show.
Yeah, no kidding, man.
But back to the story here. Feline was detected. I already read that. He said nearly 2 grams of heroin, 2 SIM cards, and a memory chip were found in a small plastic bag tied around the cat's neck. But it escaped on Sunday from the prison room where it was kept. The room of paper said there was no immediate comment from prison authorities. You lost a cat, Mike. You lost a cat.
Cat's out of the bag.
I don't know. I came in and he was gone. He must have escaped. He must have knocked me out and got my keys.
I don't know what happened. I went in, and the guard was in there. He said he didn't know where he went.
No.
The guard had a lot of whiskers and was furry, but I believed him.
Yeah, last week, apparently. So they're using animals a lot, I guess. Last week, Sri Lanka police, seized an eagle, allegedly used by traffickers to distribute narcotics. So they had to train this eagle to drop
Now, how do they do it with a cat?
just tied around his neck.
Just tied around his neck?
And it probably has 2 or 3 places it knows where food is.
Okay.
So if you take it to sell,
That makes sense.
It's there. I think the main takeaway from that story is do not go to prison in Sri Lanka. Ever. That's the
Don't.
When you're there, follow whatever crazy laws they have in Sri Lanka.
Yep,
I don't know.
especially if you're a cat.
Yeah.
They'll get you.
They'll get you. But you can get out. If you're good.
You can escape.
Cat sitting around with his buddy smoking a cigarette. Yeah, let me tell you about the time I was in Sri Lanka. I'll tell you about that place.
Hey, Tabby, another round.
Trump wants to change government rules so his hair can stay perfect. The White House is proposing a rule change to allow more water to flow through shower heads. Proposed changes to increase the amount of water to pass through shower heads it was restricted to 2.5 gallons per minute. And they come after the president complained, you take a shower, the water doesn't come out. You want to wash your hands, the water doesn't come out. So what do? You just stand there longer or you take a shower longer? Question mark. Because my hair, I don't know about you, but it has to be perfect. Perfect.
That's great. That's funny.
I can see him talking. That sounds like his
He can be
voice.
very funny sometimes, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that's a dry humor. I like it, though.
Yeah, he's just kind of like, my hair, it's got to be perfect. Perfect.
Hey, my hair, right?
Right.
Everybody talks about it. Must be special. I don't know whose voice I'm doing right now.
I don't recognize that one. It's not President Trump.
It's Jim Flackeson. He's an old friend. Remember?
I don't remember the Flackinsons. Yeah. Jim and Martha. Flackinson.
I like that you just said the name like you knew it.
Oh, the Flackisons? No.
No, I didn't really
But that's
know
a
them
normal
that well.
name.
I've heard of them.
Like the Johanna Ding Dong.
Yeah. I haven't heard of them lately.
That's New Zealand.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah. Well, if it was Australia, I would have known them.
That's true. Aussies.
Oh, those Aussies.
But not the Kiwis.
All right. 4 Southfield, Michigan firefighters are on paid administrative leave after a 20-year-old woman they pronounced dead was found breathing at a Detroit funeral home, according to officials. The woman, identified as Tamisha Beauchamp by Jeffrey Feiger, her family's attorney. Of course, it's Feiger. Feiger Law.
Feiger.
I'll fight for you. I do it, too. So I'm Jeffrey Feiger.
Everything I do it for you.
Oh, that was his song. Not giving in. Jeffrey Feiger. Not giving in.
He sounds like a tough cookie.
Oh, man. Ooh, he's such an odd man. Dude, every time I see his commercials, I watch him just because it's so crazy.
Can I just say,
Yeah.
we're still on that story, right?
Yeah.
Are they volunteer firefighters?
No, I was just coming to
just,
that.
Just asking. I'm
No,
sorry.
no. They arrived at the home, found an unresponsive, non-breathing female, quote unquote, Life-saving procedures and aid were initiated, continued for 30 minutes to try and save her life. And then the Southfield Police Department arrived. No signs of life were found. 8:09, the fire department contacted the local hospital, reported to the physician. One point, family member approached paramedics, said they heard her breathing, but they immediately grabbed their equipment and went and reassessed. But in no time did they find her breathing. Let's see. And she was pronounced dead by a local emergency department physician, based on the medical information provided by first responders. So they did it remotely. So the medical just was like, "Oh yeah, she's dead."
He wasn't there.
Wasn't there. Yeah, it's just a crazy story though. And she woke up, so they got to the funeral home and then found her breathing. You know, I don't know if they had her up on the table getting ready to do what they do in the funeral home, but yeah, they found her breathing and called hospital. Came got her. She's back in the hospital.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, you're on the table looking around, going, "Hey, wait a second, I'm not dead yet." Like, oh, yes, you are. You're not fooling anyone.
This isn't Lollipop Land.
You will be soon.
Don't worry.
A Minnesota man secures the Guinness World Record for the world's tallest Mohawk. Joseph Grisimore's journey to follicle-based fame didn't come easy. A man from Minnesota just secured the Guinness World Record for the world's tallest Mohawk, an accomplishment that undoubtedly makes up for the fact that he will never fit through the doorway of his loved ones' homes ever again. This thing sticks straight up.
Well,
Joseph Grisimore, a social worker from Park Rapids, began his quest for the Guinness record back in 2007, but refused to shave the sides of his head, a requirement for any full Mohican Mohawk. He instead tried for the title of tallest Mohican Mohawk spike, but failed by his own admission. Record for the tallest spike is currently held by Kazuhiro Watanabe, whose due measured a few inches taller than his at 44.68 inches. 13 years later, however, Grisimore officially nabbed a Guinness World Record title with his current full Mohican Mohawk, measuring 42.5 inches. When I was first informed that I'd become a Guinness World Record title holder, I was over the top. Having a goal become reality is always a thankful experience, said Grisimore, whose feat will forever be etched in history via the 2021 edition of the Guinness Book.
they used some good puns.
Yeah,
but that really was a hair-raising story.
How long were you sitting on that one?
Just like the last couple seconds.
Yeah.
But the last 3 seconds felt like a minute. Because I was like, oh, that's a good one. It's when I heard that pun before the last sentence.
I gotcha.
And I'm like, man, they are throwing those puns. That's funny. Hair today, gone tomorrow. You know what I mean?
And the hits keep on coming.
They do, buddy.
It's another one of those world records where I just go, meh.
Right.
You know, it's not like he trained, rigorously for 20 years to be able to break this record. Like
he
just
trained for 13. He trained his hair.
He was just lazy. He didn't shave or have it cut,
Yeah, the people with the longest beards, the longest nails. Actually, the nails thing I think is just gross.
Yeah, it's creepy because they start curling around.
Yeah.
They look like curly fries.
Yeah, they do. They do. Oh.
Yeah, it's frightening.
They look like
and they don't all,
fries.
it'd be one thing if they all curled the same direction together.
No, some of them, they go all over the place.
One will go sideways, one will go the other way, one will go straight up.
And then they even admit, they're like, yeah, they can't use the phone like they would. They can't do a lot of things.
Yeah.
Can't even open doors, some of them.
Yeah, they have to use just the pads of their fingers to do stuff. It's ridiculous. Goofy people. Do you imagine finding a pair of shoes or something? You'd have to cut the top of every time, then kind of work your toenails through the...
You'd have to be able to put it on like that and then...
Yeah, you'd have to have straps. Yeah.
Velcro over a strap.
Yeah. It's like, oy, can't leave the house.
You know what they say about guys with long toenails?
No, I don't.
They're disgusting.
They're right. Whoever they are correct. An escaped tortoise found after 74 days on the loose in Tennessee.
Wow.
An escaped tortoise was gone 74 days. How far do you think it got in 74 days?
74 days?
74 days. 2 months, almost 2.5 months.
Tortoise, they're big. Like they're bigger than just regular turtles.
Yeah, they're like as big as your chair.
They're big, yeah. And how many days? 70?
74, yeah, 2.5 months.
Couple of miles. I don't really know.
An eighth of a mile.
An eighth of a mile? I thought a couple of miles was going a little low.
An eighth of a mile. 2.5 months.
He must be incredible
Now,
camouflage.
here's the question: how lazy do you have to be not to catch this guy?
Not to catch the guy.
Yeah.
You can't do an eighth of a mile radius.
I know what I read.
3 or 4 people could do that.
Yeah, she says.
Hilarious.
She has and it's a 150-pound tortoise Solomon escaped from her home via unknown means. June 8th, and the reptile was nowhere to be found.
Unknown means.
And she said, if you knew the number of searches that were launched by ourselves and other community groups and individuals, he just eluded our ability to spot him.
That's hilarious, man.
Yeah.
Probably hid in a pile of rocks one time.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only way to explain it, because, I mean...
Went under a porch or something, somewhere he could go under.
Well, how long would it have been for them to notice, first of all? Because...
Right away, right?
You would think...
It's her pet.
You would think, right? But the thing only walks at a half a mile an hour, so...
Yeah.
It had to be sitting right outside the cage on day 1.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
by day 2, it was another 5 feet from that spot.
And you can't tell me other people didn't know that they had a tortoise.
Yeah, in the backyard.
And people, you can't tell me somebody didn't go,
Somebody
Oh, there's Harold.
sipping their coffee in the morning.
Have a good one, Harold.
Hey, who rolled that boulder into my yard? Ooh.
Hey, don't go away with my coffee. Come here.
Sitting in their patio chair, just set their coffee down.
I
on
love
the
this new
tortoise.
table.
Where'd you find this, Janice? I didn't buy no new table. Oh, man.
Oh, it moves a little? Well, I'll take my coffee.
This is actually a story that they wrote.
Okay.
Kind of cheeky, kind of funny. A New York-based developer's new video game takes a new twist on the concept of a flight simulator by offering the realistic experience of taking a long commercial flight in economy class.
Are you kidding me?
No. Airplane Mode, a game developed by Hozuji Aoji for AMC Games, is billed as the only flight simulation game where players can experience the intense excitement of being an economy class passenger on a long-haul flight. The game allows players to simulate the experience of taking a long flight in real time, with available activities including rifling through an in-flight magazine, completing Sudoku puzzles, watching movies from the 1930s, and looking out the window, which features realistic satellite imagery of the flight path.
Can you pay $300 extra for first class?
I don't know. No, I don't think you can.
I mean,
It's not real then.
The players are also treated to experiences including in-flight meals, turbulence, and Wi-Fi outages. Crying baby not guaranteed on every flight, the game's description reads.
that is crazy. Are you kidding me?
No, this is a real game, I guess. It's just one of those goofy things that somebody's like, this. It's hilarious.
It is hilariously stupid, though.
Yeah.
But you're right. It's funny. I would have never guessed.
Yeah, I wonder if they were doing it like they started doing this as part of another game, and then it was like, this is so dumb. My boss wants me. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this like this. And then,
I'm just going to do this.
Yeah.
He's going to like...
Oh, he accepted it. We gotta make
He's
copies.
like, this is the greatest game ever. I've never experienced economy class before.
Right.
I'm so used to first class. This is a hoot back here.
You know what I'm talking
It's a crying
about.
baby. It's a crying baby. Wow.
Oh, it's better than I imagined. I want to pull my hair out. I love it. It's real.
I'm one of the common folk like you now.
You don't serve peanuts?
A police officer in Britain needed the assistance of firefighters when he accidentally was bound by his own handcuffs. The Northamptonshire Fire and Rescue Service tweeted that a crew used pedal cutters to release the police officer who had his hands stuck in his own handcuffs. And the tweet was, he put out, well, that wasn't a good start to the day. Thanks to the @Northans Fire for cutting me out of some broken cuffs. Not funny. I would have laughed too, Renwick tweeted. They never say how he got in the handcuffs.
I am curious.
I think we all know how he got in the handcuffs.
Yeah.
She
got
robbed
my
him.
wallet.
She robbed him.
Yep. And he's like, how are we gonna tell the boss about this?
There's no story like that really hasn't been on Seinfeld.
Right.
I remember when he got robbed, and he got tied or handcuffed
Was
or
it
whatever.
George?
Yeah,
'Cause
George
that's-
Costanza.
That sounds like
Yeah,
something
it had
that
to be,
happened
right?
George.
Yeah. Yeah, it was George Costanza, and he and she was really mad because he did not have any money. What?
I told you I didn't have the money.
He's like, could you leave the suit? Because he just had gotten a brand new suit, and so he
Yeah.
looked like a businessman, and he was telling her what. It was funny.
That's how he lured her over.
Yeah,
Yep.
that she was just.
That is a complete Seinfeld.
Yeah,
Yeah. Nice.
that's a Costanza thing.
Yep.
I'm sure that's happened to Larry David.
Probably.
A few of those things have.
Just
I
got my
guess.
suit, and I went out and I convinced this girl to go home with me. And then she has me in the handcuffs, and he's always smiling because he's mad.
Yeah.
She's got me in the handcuffs, and then she's going through my trousers. Yeah, that sounds like him.
If
That
she
sounds like
gets
Larry
my
David.
Arby's coupon,